Hello, this is the second episode of the previews to the EMG Connect Cups. Today I'm going to go through the Challenge Cup qualifiers for the from Elite Managers Gameworld, the Mainworld and Division 1, 2, 3. Mainly teams predominantly in Division 2 and 3 with a couple of mid-table bottom half Division 1 sides. And there'll be 5 teams as well from the waiting list league. 2 of them will be managed by Division 4 admins. They were the 2 highest Division 4 admin league qualifiers. And then 3 teams who are non-admins and so not in Mainworld that qualified through activity. So, to begin with, the first qualifier is Lazio. They came 7th in Division 1 last season. And they're managed by James Young, who was actually the winner with Porto for the last Cup Winners' Cup back in July. So he obviously has some previous experience of winning in an EMG Connect Cup. Their key player is Jan Oblak, the Slovenian goalkeeper. Previous Connect Cup appearances, they have 2. So in the initial Winter 2023 tournament, they lost in the first round of the Champions Cup to Ajax. So that was the tournament where anyone could enter. In the Spring 2024 tournaments, the first tournaments which had qualification process, they were in the Challenge Cup and they lost in the first round to Chelsea. And then they didn't actually qualify for the Summer 2024 tournament. So they'll be returning for the first time in about 6 months. The second team will be Napoli. And they finished 9th in Division 1 last season. A bit of a disappointing team for the Neapolitan team. They're managed by Bami Bamatoye or Bambigbala Adetoyesi. Their key player is Manuel Neuer, who is a 94. The theme of the Napoli team is a bit older, a bit like PSG. Not as old as PSG. However, for anyone who's known Bami for quite a few years, he is known as the care home of EMG. They have 2 previous Connect Cup appearances. So in the Winter 2023 tournament, they lost to Rennes in the second round of the Champions Cup. They didn't qualify for the Spring tournament. And then in the Summer tournament, they lost to Shabab Al Ali Dubai in the first round of the Challenge Cup. So they'll be wanting to go far. And they have a team who could potentially go far in this tournament. The third team to qualify... Oh, sorry, actually, no. I got them wrong. That was Milan's qualification. So actually, Napoli have actually qualified 3 times. Second round, in the Winter 2023, they lost in the second round of the Champions Cup to Wolves. Spring 2024 lost to the quarterfinals of the Challenge Cup to, ironically, Dolphins, who were also managed by Bami. And then in the last tournament, they lost in the first round of the Cup Winners' Cup to Man United. So historically, they win a game and get knocked out, bar for the last tournament. So Napoli will be aiming to go and try and... They're a team who could potentially win this tournament with their team. Milan, they qualified for the Challenge Cup playoff. They knocked out... They beat Liverpool in the Challenge Cup playoff final. Obviously, Liverpool shockingly failed to qualify for the whole tournament. And they're managed by Callum Bailey. Their key player is Ronald Araujo, who's a 93. And they've got 2 previous Connect Cup appearances, as I've mentioned. The Winter 2023, they lost to Rennes in the second round of the Champions Cup. Didn't qualify for Spring 2024. And in the Summer of 2024, they lost to Shabab Al Ali Dubai in the first round of the Challenge Cup. The fourth team to qualify is Real Madrid. And they qualified by coming 3rd in Division 2. So last year's qualification process for Division 2 and Division 3, the 3rd place teams, the highest ranked playoff team, automatically qualified. And then the 2 next highest ranked playoff teams would qualify. So if, say, Real Madrid got lost in the semi-final to the 6th place team and the 5th place team beat the 4th place team, the 4th place team would go into the playoff. In this situation, Real Madrid came 3rd in Division 2 and lost the semi-finals to Tottenham. They're managed by myself, Gregor Macbeth. Their key player is Virgil van Dijk, who's a 94. They've got 2 previous Connect Cup appearances. So in the Winter 2023 tournament, they lost to AC Milan in the first round of the Champions Cup. In the Spring 2024 tournament, They lost to Ayimba of EMG Africa in a bit of an upset in the first round of the Champions Cup. And then December 2024, they didn't qualify due to relegation to Division 2. The fifth team to qualify is Benfica, and they are qualified by coming fourth in Division 2 and lost the playoff final to Tottenham. They're managed by Saskid, or as we all call him, the director of football, because there's a brilliant recruiter but a not particularly brilliant coach historically. Key players are Aurelian Shimani and Florian Wirtz, both 93s, and Benfica have one of the best teams in the game world. However, they've only ever qualified once for the Connect Cup, shockingly. And that was in the tournament you didn't actually have to qualify for, so you just entered. And that was the Winter 2023 tournament. They lost to Crystal Palace in the first round of the Champions Cup. So they played one game and lost to a pretty poor Palace team. And then they didn't qualify for the Spring 24 or the Summer 2024 tournament. The sixth team to qualify is Tottenham Hotspur, and they qualified by coming sixth in Division 2, and then going on to knock out Real Madrid in the semi and Benfica in the final, get promoted as the Division 2 playoff winner to Division 1. They're managed by Lee Bowman, and have been for quite a few years now. Their key players feature Kvaratskhelia, or Kvaradona, who is a 92. And they're actually debuting in the Connect Cup tournaments. Never previously qualified. I was a bit surprised by that. I thought they actually had played previously. The last tournament I thought they qualified for, because I think they went for the playoffs the year before. Didn't qualify. So they'll be looking to make their debut. And Lee Beaumont actually is the defending Challenge Cup winner with his main team, Al Duhail. They beat Borussia Mönchengladbach in the last tournament's final. So he'll want to be going and winning another Challenge Cup with Tottenham. And they definitely have the team who could do that. They've got a very good team. Atalanta are the seventh qualifier. And they qualified by being the Division 3 playoff winner. Surprise package last season in Division 3 and managed to get promoted to Division 2. Managed by Alan Austin. They've got two key players who are 91s, and that's Gregor Kobel and Luis Openda. And like Tottenham, they've never actually qualified for a Connect Cup. They'll be debuting in this tournament. Didn't enter the Winter 2023 tournament, the Invitational. Anyone could enter tournament, and never actually qualified through qualification slots in the league or cup previously. So they'll be wanting to make their mark in these tournaments. The eighth qualifier is Sevilla, and they qualified as coming fourth in Division 3. They're managed by MHD Ajmal, or Mohamed Ajmal. Their key player is Rafael Leao, who's 93. And they've also, the third team in a row, never to qualify for a Connect Cup. Obviously didn't enter the Winter 23 tournament and never qualified for the Spring 24, Summer 24 tournament. So, but they'll be a team who will be looking to make their mark as well in this tournament. And they've got the potential. They're a pretty good team. You know, they've got some ratings. They've got some young players. Bit of luck. They could go far. The final team from Mainworld is Man United. And they qualified by coming fifth in Division 3. Lost the playoff final to Atalanta. And they're managed by Roshini. And their key player actually just joined them in the last couple of weeks. That is Julian Alvarez, who was in 92. They've got two previous Connect Cup appearances, so they didn't enter the Winter 2023 tournament. They qualified for the Spring 2024 tournament, lost to Monaco in the Challenge Cup quarterfinals. And then in the Summer 2024 tournament, they lost to Porto in the Cup Winners' Cup semi-finals. So they've got a reputation of losing to the eventual winners of the tournament. I'd be thinking Roshini may be thinking of maybe hoping he could get his EMG Cup form where he's won that tournament a few times, and maybe seeing if he, and theoretically with a quarterfinal then a semi-final, you'd be expecting him maybe to make the Challenge Cup final. They could do. It's very wide open, the Challenge Cup, unlike the Champions Cup. A lot of equal teams, and he'll be wanting to, obviously being a 2 or 3 time EMG Cup winner, he'll be wanting to transfer that record over to the Connect Cups. So, the next 5 teams are all Division 4 qualifiers. Division 4 has a different qualification process, so unlike the other game worlds where they qualify for the league or cup or win in the previous Connect Cups, because it's a waiting list league and managers join the waiting list before getting main world clubs based off how active they are. The 2 slots are taken by two of the 5 clubs managed by admins or long-term main world managers, which is Zenit St. Petersburg, Gothenburg, Young Boys, Sparta Prague, and Copenhagen. And then the remaining 11 teams in Division 4, it is based, there's 3 qualifying spots then for them, and it is based off activity, how active a manager is. And it's usually the 3 most active managers that didn't get promoted to main world. So last month, this is based off October's activity, Tom Joseph got promoted to Ajax. So the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th most active guys entered the Challenge Cup, and we'll obviously mention them in a sec. So the first D4 admin representative is Zenit St. Petersburg, managed by Jay Jones, and he'll be mentioned quite a few times in these tournaments. Their key player is Cole Palmer, the 91, and they're the only Division 4 team in this tournament to have previous experience. They lost in the first round to eventual Cup Winners' Cup winners Porto in the summer 2024 tournament. The second D4 admin representative is IFK Gothenburg, or Gothenburg. They're managed by Jabril Mohammed, managing his local team. And their 2 key players are David Hanko and Hidara, who are both 89s, and they're making their debut in the Connect Cups. And then the first D4 qualifier based off activity is Nine Nests Celtic, and obviously they're managed by former Atletico Madrid main world manager, returning to EMG Kosicuk, or Nine Nest. Their key player is Hilmund, who's a 90, and they're obviously making their debut in the Connect Cups. The second activity-based qualifier is Olympiakos. They're managed by Gertin Michi, who actually only joined right before the end of last month and managed to get a qualification spot. They have 2 key players, both 90s, that's Ito and Leon Bailey, and they're obviously as well making their debut in the Connect Cups. And then the final qualifier is Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda, and they obviously are managed by Juan Carlos Ossiar. They've got 3 players who are rated 90, and that's Lorenzo Ederson, Alex Garcia, and Baena. And they are also making their debut in the tournament. And that is the 14 qualifiers for the Challenge Cup from Mainworld and Division 4. Out of these teams, I do think Lazio, Napoli, Milan, Real Madrid, Benfica, Tottenham, and so all the Division 1 and Division 2 teams, and maybe I'll probably actually those 6 teams are definitely some of the favourites to win this tournament. I think Sevilla can be a bit of a dark horse. They've got some good ratings. Man United maybe as well if Rossini can get his cut magic. And then as for the Division 4, the couple other teams, I do think they may struggle. You never know though, bit of luck of the draw. Atalanta, and they may be able to do pretty well. And then out of the Division 4 teams, it's tough to say because historically, when Division 4 teams or Division 4 waiting list teams in either Division 4 tournament been in the Connect Cups, I think they've only ever won once or twice. It is a case of, with those teams, is if they get an EMG Africa team or a bad Legends of Europe team or a bad Mainer team or maybe one of the Division 3 teams from Mainworld, they may have a chance to win, but realistically, unless they play some of the the weaker EMG Africa qualifiers, they do seem to be one of those teams that will just get knocked out first round. I think Zenit and Gothenburg could maybe get to the quarterfinals if they get a good run. I mean, any of them could if they have a good run. A bit of luck of the draw. I do think, 9est as well. I mean, he's got experience in EMG tournaments. They could, it's with Division 4 teams, it's luck of the draw. They need to play teams of their level first round, get into the second round, maybe get an upset, and then they're in the quarterfinals. I realistically can't see any of them going any further in the quarterfinal. I think EMG Division 4 teams is just happy to take part and hope maybe to get a bit of a one win, maybe two if they're lucky. Obviously, and then hope if they get to the quarterfinals, it'd be a really good tournament for those teams. Okay, so that rounds up the EMG Challenge Cup qualifiers. Obviously, we'll look to get another one of these done in the next couple of days. Obviously, the tournaments are going to start next Tuesday, so in 6 days' time. I'd probably look to get Legends of Europe done on Friday, and then it's likely to be EMG Africa and Mainer on the weekend. Maybe one on Sunday and one on Monday. Could even get two done on Sunday and get them all done on Saturday and then posted afterwards. But yeah, it'll be Legends of Europe next because they'll have all their qualifiers sorted tomorrow. Them and Maine are the last leagues to have their all their qualification spots not yet taken. And then it'll be EMG Africa and EMG Maine. I'll see you soon.